Hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of Vely's vlog. Today, I want to talk about driving. You know, this event happened before I started this vlog, but about a year ago, I got into a bad car accident. Bad like the car I was driving was totaled. I and the dog in the car with me were totally fine. Basically, I was picking up a friend at the airport, and I had been looking after her dog, and her dog won't get into my car, so I had to use her car if I wanted to take the dog with me, which my friend requested because her dog gets nervous if left alone, and a nervous dog wreaks havoc on a house if left unattended. Anyway, I'm driving to the airport, and I make a quick stop at a local fast food restaurant to pick up some chicken tenders because her daughter was hungry and wanted some food. So upon leaving the fast food restaurant, I come to a four-way intersection. And because of the storm that was happening in the area, the traffic light had no power. So for sake of simplicity, I will just say that I was on the south of the intersection, heading north. And at the same time, a car arrives on the west intersection heading east. About a second after that, a car arrives on the north intersection heading south. So that's opposite of me. There is no car on the east intersection. So, following the rules of the road, I start heading north as the car in the north intersection starts heading south. The car in the west was waiting for his turn. My car clears the center of the intersection and is about to clear it completely when a car from the east rams my car from the side, essentially T-boning me. Except I was almost clear of the intersection, so they rammed the rear of the car, so it was more like an L-shaped boning. Heh, boning. The dog was in the back seat, but she was fine. I was also fine, except my immediate thought was, oh my god, I'm going to be late to the airport. The other car had hit me so hard that my car actually drifted 90 degrees. So instead of facing north to south, like the direction that I was driving, my car was now facing east to west, perpendicular to the road that I was on. And the front of my car was facing east, so it just completely drifted. I hope that this description clearly paints the picture of what was going on, because my lack of video skills prevents me from putting up a nice diagram of what happened. Anyway, I got out of the car, and the other car's occupants, a man and a woman, who I assume were husband and wife, also got out of their car to see if I'm okay. I tell them that I'm fine. I ask if they're okay. The dog wants to get out of the car, but I lock her in there because I didn't have a leash and she'd just be barking at everyone anyway. So then I started taking pictures of the incident on my cell phone. The couple were very confused, and they admitted to me that they had no idea what they should do in the situation. I told them that they should probably take some pictures of the accident, and we would trade information with our insurance companies and let them know what happened and figure out how to settle things. So we exchanged information, and I helped them look things up on their phone and such. And I told him that it wasn't my car, and I was picking up a friend at the airport. She called during this, wondering where I was, and was mildly freaked out about the fact that I was in a car accident, but kept a cool head. And we had a three-way conversation, exchanging phone numbers and all that. My friend and the couple both had Geico, so they could save 15% by spending 15 minutes on car insurance. And I drove away so I could go get my friend and her daughter at the airport. It was only then that I had noticed that the side airbags on the car had been deployed, completely obstructing my view of the right-hand windows. It was pretty funny. Anyway, later on, after I've picked up my friend and had taken her home and all that jazz, my friend calls Geico and files her claim on the whole incident. I give her my photos, yada yada yada. About an hour later, she gets a call back from Geico, and they tell her that the opposing party, the couple, claimed that it was my fault the accident happened, Which is funny because when we were talking on the street after they hit me, they admitted to being at fault. So my friend was like, well, typical. Of course they're gonna try to get out of being culpable. And I was like, well, that's people for you. Now, I know that you're probably feeling pretty indignant on my behalf, but don't worry. There is a happy ending to this story. This is sort of one of those instant karma situations. So anyway, Geico wanted to interview me about the accident, so I told them my side of the story, and they asked me some clarifying questions, like if I saw the car coming before it hit me, and if I tried to swerve out of the way, which of course I didn't because they came at me from behind and my right, yada yada yada. So the next morning, Geico calls my friend up, and the claims agent on the phone is practically laughing her head off because she has great news for her. Apparently, when they interviewed the couple for their side of the story, the reason that they claimed that it was my fault for not seeing them as they elbowed me in the intersection was because for some reason unknown to them, I was driving with cushions in my windows. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. Yes, when they took pictures of the car, they saw the deployed airbags and thought that I had put cushions in the windows to obstruct my view on the side that they hit me, and then tried to get away with insurance fraud. Okay, not literally insurance fraud, but they got screwed over on their insurance for sure. Had to pay for what was practically a brand new car, because that car was completely totaled. Like smashed. Like, I shouldn't, well, I mean, it was the struggle getting it to the airport and back, but, we did it, right? Because, I mean, how else? I was stranded in the middle of nowhere, basically, And, well, Geico had to pay for the car anyway. So the reason I bring this up is because I've noticed these days that drivers are getting worse and worse. Like, I'm driving home the other night, and the light turns red, so I come to a stop at the light, and the car to my left decides that he doesn't want to wait for the light and just drives through it. Or another night when I'm driving home, and I'm in a left turn-only lane, and the lane to my right is a drive straight lane, and the guy in the straight lane just decides he wants to turn left in front of my car. Like, what is wrong with drivers in my area? Do they just think that the rules of the road are suggestions? This is exactly why I got hit, mind you. People just drive however they want, and because they aren't appropriately punished, they think it's okay to drive like this. We need a Pavlovian response to this sort of behavior. We just need people's cars to automatically start blaring alarms to shame them when they make traffic infringements, and automatically pull them over safely to the side of the road, and shut down the car for like 10 minutes just to prove a point. Originally, this week's vlog was going to be me talking about the job market and more coworker drama, because there was some coworker drama. But then I kept seeing all these people doing the dumbest things in their cars on the streets, and I just thought about the car accident I had last year, and I had to say something. There was literally a guy who decided to do a U-turn in the middle of the street because he missed his exit. And it's like, what? So please, if you drive a car, please make sure to drive safe out there. And if you like what you heard, consider giving me a like and a subscribe. And if you're looking for more Vely, we've got social links down below. And yes, I'm aware that for some people, it says the Discord link is expired. It is not, but you can find the same link on my Twitch page, and that works. We have a movie night coming up. If you're interested in joining our community and hanging out, see you next week.